Okay, these people are insane. It's Thursday, 2 nights ago now. You know, Trump had his State of the Union to the Congress or whatever it is, and went on over an hour, and I can actually see him saying, okay, let's bring these people together. Let's invite these people. We're going to put them on a pedestal. We're going to show America that, we care about the people. We need to put the highlight on the parents that lost their kids to illegal immigrants. We need to highlight this boy because I saw his viral video, and he's been bullied by instigators and blah 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 because he wants to be a cop. He's always wearing this uniform and he has been through a hard time. I want to lift these people up. People and kids need role models. And I can guarantee you he was also thinking in his 4D chess kind of moment where he's like, okay, we'll see how the Democrats react to this. And if that was his mentality, I believe it, because what did we see? The Democrats are so filled with TDS, so filled with hate, so filled with lack of compassion. There, in the 90s, it was always for the kids, for the kids. And now they just praise, Planned Parenthood. What do they do? Make sure kids aren't born. They're big supporters of Planned Parenthood. And what else do they do? They allow illegals into our border without being vetted. So people's kids were sexually assaulted and killed. So are they for the kids or are they not? Because they didn't clap or stand up when these women were in parents of kids killed by the people they wanted to grow their voter base with. Oh no, this is Trump. We can't stand. We got our paddles. Really? You're not for the kids anymore? What happened? What has happened to to the Democrat Party that is so against anything Trump does? Anything. And what does the media do? Twist it in every way to make Trump look bad at the best they can. Even I was listening to Pat Gray and he said her name, and he showed it too. Nicole, what's her face from MSNBC. These people are soulless. Soulless. When they happen to mention the kid DJ with his condition and what he had to go through in fighting and possibly getting over cancer and all his surgeries. Oh, and how soulless can you be to go, well, I hope he lives another 95 years, so maybe he doesn't have to defend the White House against Trump's unarmed supporters so he can kill himself the next day. What? Who thinks like this? You want to lose more support for the Democrat Party? You're doing a great job doing a great job destroying your own party. And if you saw that bit on, I think it's MSNBC, did you see the looks of the other hosts? You can't make this stuff up. These are people without a soul. From, love him or hate him, Rush Limbaugh was on the radio for decades. He simply read the news He found clippings of newspaper articles that nobody was talking about, bringing some stuff to light. And yeah, he gave his own comment, added his own commentary and what he thought based on what he was watching and listening to. And let me tell you something as well. What he had a TV show, a nighttime, short term, maybe a year TV show that he kind of didn't like doing, that he did admit he just likes doing radio. He doesn't like showing his face, even though it was a big deal about what ties he was wearing. I do remember hearing a lot about that. But he was the first to do the montage. The montage of media, of it's like, well, let's see what we're, so-and-so says on CNN and HLN and NBC and ABC. Oh, they're all saying the same thing. Someone's giving them the script. They got the memo of the day. The word of the day, apparently from the memo of someone up on high today was, whatever. And they're all saying the same thing. He was doing that in the 90s. Now we have all sorts of commentators doing that all over YouTube and Rumble and elsewhere. Notating and catching the bad journalism. I love it. Rush was the first. And it was, and Rush finally came out on air and mentioned about his cancer, about his lung cancer, which is highly possible when you're smoking. And he was a smoker, mainly cigars. And so in his last year, and Trump was president, and everybody knew about Rush on the radio, and he made sure that he got Rush up there, who had a hard time hearing. Rush had a lot of health issues that the left, I won't even say just Democrats, because there were probably some Democrats that did like him, but I'll just, the left. And we got that term coined probably from Rush as well. To get him up there, to give him the Medal of Honor, because a lot of people get the Medal of Honor that don't deserve it. But I think Rush did, because of his work on the radio, trying to push truth, trying to find truth, illuminating the journalistic malpractice that we were seeing in the 90s. It was thanks to him that I finally get the log out of my eyes and be able to see what journalists in the media are really doing, how they twist words, and they don't tell the truth, they don't tell the whole truth, they hide a lot. And it's really interesting if you go back to that time and try to find some of this stuff. I got to make this super quick, but it was that day that Trump, during his address or whatever, I think it was the State of Union address, and and near the end he gave Rush Limbaugh the Medal of Honor. And when most people stood up and clapped, not everybody, but more than half the people in the room, a whole lot were just, because of his contributions to radio, talk radio, keeping AM radio on for a long time. As a result, whether you liked what he said or not, even back then, that Trump gave him the Medal of Honor, and in the background you could see Pelosi. She just was turned into a Disney villain. She had this, and you can probably find this on YouTube rather easily, just nastiest face, and she's ripping up his State of the Union stuff. I mean, in one fell swoop. She was so mad. They don't hide it anymore. They don't hide their anger. They don't hide their hate. They don't hide their animosity. These people are without a soul. And so when I hear people like Tim Pool, or maybe even Glenn Beck, or somebody or someone else, and it's like, we are fighting evil. We are fighting evil. And when you see how the Democrats acted, probably 85% of them Tuesday night, was it Tuesday night? at his address to Congress, yeah, we are fighting evil. These people have no soul. When you don't even get up to acknowledge DJ through all his suffering and all his surgeries and everything that he's gone through, it's just wrong. It is just because you hate your TDS level is so high. Oh, I can't wait for your party to just fall apart.